always on the road. Worse or better, we can't stop, we can't stop. 'Cause together we're better off, and we can. Better off, better off. Better off. I am crooked, you're clean cuts. I'm wide-eyed, your eyes are shut. If I'm knocked out, I'll go the distance. Pound for pound, we're a perfect match. Pulling punches, or toe-to-toe, we're always on the road. Worse or better, we can't stop, we can't stop. 'Cause together we're better off, and we can. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Go wish. Go wish. Go wish. Go wish. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Go wish. Go wish. Go wish. Go wish. Versace.
If we try to believe in anything greater than a miracle, it wouldn't be this difficult. If we try to be a negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. If we try to believe in anything greater than a miracle, it wouldn't be this difficult. If we try to be a negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. Negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. Negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. Negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. Negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. If we try to believe in anything greater than a miracle, it wouldn't be this difficult. If we try to be a negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. If we try to believe in anything greater than a miracle, it wouldn't be this difficult. If we try to be a negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. Negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. Negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. Negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. Negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. I just realized I've built walls a mile high.
Why, hello everybody, and welcome to the second week of the CEA Open Valorant League. Today we've got an action-packed match for you between Purdue Gray and University of Illinois Orange. Both teams are heading into week 2 with a win, but we're going to see if we can get a closer match in for this week. I'm going to be one of your casters today from GLG. My name is Brett Terrain Riley, and joining me on the desk is going to be Hawk's Nest. How you doing today, bud?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you, everyone that has come and tuned in for this amazing match we have here today. I'm excited.
Now, we have got a little bit of a preview of what's going to happen in this game, and now the viewers can see as well. We get to see the map pick. Illinois did pick the first map. It is going to be Bind. Purdue banned Split, which is, for most of our streams, decidedly a very split decision of a map to choose. Some teams love it, some teams hate it. Can really go either way, but Bind seems to be kind of a staple right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. Bind has just been it was a fan favorite in the start. I think it's going to forever stay a fan favorite unless they dramatically alter the map, which I don't see them doing. But Bind has just been that map that everyone has migrated to. It's simple enough. You can learn it, you can perfect it, and you can execute it well.
I gotta love playing with the sounds from the teleporter, sending boom
Yeah.
bots and other such things through the teleporter, bait some noises and rotations. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how these teams play out. It's been a hot minute since got to cast a Valorant league or a league of its own, so I'm looking forward to coming back week to week and checking out these teams and seeing how they do.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, both these teams are on a single win. They have 2 map wins for both of their games, so they're riding a 100% win ratio across the boards for both these teams. And we did get a little bit of some insight from the teams earlier, and the team captain of Illy Orange says that this game could potentially be their first real challenge. The team they went up against was an Iron team, so now they're looking forward to a bit more of a challenge, going to really test themselves in this one. So their 100% win ratio might drop here.
I mean, the talent in the Valorant scene is still kind of divisive. Not every school has really found their place in terms of all the players getting up to their high ranks. The game's still relatively new. Aren't too many leagues yet, or much of a solidified esports scene. So this is really going to be some bit of a developmental phase, especially for collegiate Valorant. I'm especially looking forward to seeing how some of these new rosters, because there couldn't have been a roster before now, compete. Just speaking about some of these rosters, a lot of these players are brand new to teams, and it's also just brand new to collegiate esports. I believe on Purdue, 3 of the players are freshmen at their college. They just came in with 2 juniors on the roster. So it's going to be interesting to see how these newer players and just newer competition square up against people who may have competed in other similar games such as CSGO or Valorant. Or CSGO or Overwatch, sorry, shooters. Shooters,
Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely interesting, being a freshman in college, and it could possibly be your first taste of more professional esports, real competition here. Um, but for looking at the ranks of these players, I mean, I think they found their home. I don't have any doubt that these guys deserve to be on the team's freshmen or not. So it's going to be interesting to see if there's a difference in a couple of years between freshman and junior. It's not that big of a difference right now, but who knows? Maybe like you've mentioned, the freshman first taste was competitive esports here, possibly. It could put them at a bit of a disadvantage if they go against teams that are more veterans to the scene, have been playing in competitive games for years, and they have the team synergy. They understand how all that works. But I have high hopes for these freshmen.
Yeah, I've definitely heard good things about these teams so far from their respective captains, having talked previously, as you mentioned. But speaking of some newcomers, we're kind of newcomers on the block as far as CEA goes. This is the first stream that GLG is going to be partnered with CEA for this upcoming Valorant league and split, rather.
Yeah, it's super exciting. I mean, when I heard that GLG was going to be working with the CEA, I got so excited. I was like, I have to be here for this cast. I have to make sure I'm clearing my entire schedule. Nothing else is important as this right now. Not only just because I want to actually cast some real serious collegiate teams, like that's just exciting all on its own, but to kind of make my way and make our way as GLG into this community, to have all you guys come through, and we get to show off ourselves a little bit too. So it's super exciting. We're super grateful for the opportunity, and we hope to get to have the opportunity to keep doing this in the future.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Last league I got to cast was CLOL, which definitely wasn't with either of these organizations. But I mean, it was really fun to cast CLOL, going up from teams week to week, seeing how they evolve and adjust their rosters. I remember specifically one team that I got to cast early on in the split between RIT and I believe it was Western. The team changed up their roster halfway through the split, and because that roster changed, they made it to the absolute finals of the competition. So
Well,
being able to watch these teams develop throughout this tournament and go through week to week, adjusting their players, learning the game a little bit more, seeing how the competitive scene works out, and seeing how the game just evolves in general, it's always great to see how the narrative plays out.
yeah, it's definitely my favorite part of these more in-depth leagues where they go on for these extended periods of time, because you get to create a story. This may be the first time that these two teams play each other, but who knows, further down the line they may come back to each other. And then we could say, oh man, this team won the first time, and now they're coming back trying to get that revenge, and it just adds a whole nother layer of excitement to it. But it seems like we're getting ready to move on.
Yeah, speaking of excitement, looking forward to getting into game. We had a little bit of trouble with the lobby, but we're all good now. Got the players in here, we got their picks also, so we can see exactly what these teams are playing. Now, do you want to run us down the Purdue roster real quick?
Yeah, so starting off, going top to bottom, we got Spaghetti, Altered 777. I'm not going to say 7 3 times, I'm just lazy. Aaron, we got Swiggy and Dimp. And then moving over to the other side, we have Matt, Milk, Frasty, Jennifer Jones, and Pooping Jay. And I believe they have a 6-man roster over there. So there's a potential for one of these players to be swapped out depending on how this first map goes. And, it's not certain, but it's a possibility.
Yeah. Shout out to their sub, Frasty. Or actually, no, that is the sub. And so that means I
okay,
believe
so-
Feinberg was subbed out.
Yeah.
So they're going to be playing around with that extra man. I think they're both riflers for the most part, just to keep an eye out. But again, referencing back to our conversations with the captains, we do know the players to look out for in this game. And on the side of Purdue, we've been told that Aaron, he's definitely going to be the man to look at. Whereas on Illinois, Milk has been guaranteed to be the top fragger, according to Matt, the captain of Illinois.
Yeah, it's real interesting that Spaghetti over there for Purdue said that their top fragger is definitely Aaron unless he has one of his bad games. And it's kind of a coin flip is what I'm hearing from there. Is he has the potential to absolutely pop off and just control the game, make it his own, but he also has the opportunity to fall behind a little bit and have to rely on his team. So that's another reason to keep an eye over there onto Aaron.
Oh boy, we are heading into game right now, getting the pistol round rounded out. We're going to see how these teams start off the first game that we're actually going to cast, but second series brought to you on GLG, partnered with CEA. Let's get right into it. Purdue versus University of Illinois Orange.
Yep, so Illinois gonna be starting off on the attacking side here, while Purdue gonna take their hand to defense first up. You see Spaghetti holding down this middle area. Seems like a pretty standard split here for the defense, 3 on A, 2 over to B, as the walls are about to drop.
Walls are about to drop. I do want to keep an eye out on what the two teams opted in for. One team opted in for Ghost, whereas the other team went more for some shields. And Aaron picking up the first kill to start off the match. Taking out Milk immediately is going to be pretty big for Purdue to start off, although Aaron took about half health. Going to be still in their favor with a pick going over early, but plenty of time for these attackers to rotate over, find their openings, and possibly look for a plant. If not, it isn't the biggest issue in the world, especially if you lose this round. You play for round 3 gun round. Play it slow. Teams don't have to be too worried quite yet.
Frosty really kind of poking the beast to your shoulder, peeking around that box. Spaghetti now knows that they are there, can't quite find them though thanks to the smoke. And it's like they're just kind of waiting for that smoke to drop. You see their teammates over on the map pushing up through bathroom showers. And as the time ticks, A is going to be the push. Spaghetti narrowly missing 1 kill. They will push up, and he has a second opportunity. Not going to find it, though. Pooping Jay going to take him down with a nice shot to the face. Aaron on 7 health, waiting for the push to come through. Finds one, can't find a second.
30 seconds
as the favor
left.
swings in towards the defenders. 2-2 now.
Yep, 2-2. Spike getting planted or in the area by the boxes. It's going to be Jennifer Jones getting a shot taken to the foot from the looks of it. 92 health, still plenty available. Uses the camera, gets sights into heaven. Going to be tagged up a little bit by the brimstone on the or the omen on the left rather. Now going through the cage, playing it slow. Jennifer Jones looking for the shots, not going to find them. Altered going to pick up that kill, and it's down to Poopin' Jay to finish off the round. Finds a shot, lands it down onto the omen, gets him down low, but not the kill quite yet. Now with the defuse coming out, he can't quite get back in there. And it's going to be Purdue pick up the first round here with a clutch defuse. Like 2 health on both those players.
Yeah, very, very low. Super close there. Nice clutch across the board there.
That goes there.
Seems like they're all going to be picking up Spectres with the exception of Aaron's going to find the Vandal. No armor for them, though. So opting to be that aggressive, trying to find those one-taps with the Vandal, hoping that they're not going to take too much fire back, because if they do, they're not going to have those shields to help them out there.
Yeah, it's going to be a little risky for any sort of buy to come in here for Illinois. Second round is not a round to buy up. If you lose the first, you want to build that loser's bonus. Try to get that third round in so you get good weapons. Make it so that your money is worth the buy. Make it so that you actually have some sort of fight in you. But Shorties versus Spectres, I'm going to be betting on the Spectres. Poopin' Jay on site, looking for some shots with his Shorty. Might find one. does get the 2 shots, taken down low, is altered, finished off there by Frasty. Now shots across the board, back and forth for both these teams, but now the Spectres are coming in. There's the winning fight coming out from Purdue, and they're going to pull up, get this second round win, keep most of their Spectres. I believe they had 3 or 4. Now we're heading into gun round.
Yeah, I mean, kind of what you expect out of that round when you have, you know, pretty much full buys going up against the attacking side, which couldn't quite get all the way there. But like you said, now we are onto a full gun round. Should be even across the boards. See Milk down there actually already picking up the operator, opting for half shields once again. But the operator is a big play here in round 3. I mean, if you can find these early picks when you're trying to move, you can start to swing things back into your favor. It's all going to come down to these picks, I think.
I'm looking forward for coin flip gaming here. Will he hit the shots or will they go wide? Going to find the first fight. It's actually going to be onto Aaron. He does pick up the kill on Matt and is able to peek out that op thanks to the invisibility of Reyna. But nice pick there. Clean and safe getaway. He's able to get away with most of the health, about 75%. Spaghetti now find the peek to the opposing Reyna. Illinois is just going to have to back off here.
Spaghetti setting up a nice shock dart. Don't think it's going to hit anyone, though, off that one. The second one's going to bounce around the corner as well. Not quite finding the targets, but preventing them from pushing forward. But Frasty wants to take this peek now. Going to see that recon bolt come through, take it out.
Does reveal the position that they're still there, regardless. Sound has been made. Vision denial as well. But it seems like Purdue didn't exactly read that entirely. They do have members rotating over to B, but the teleporter is still an available play with 40 seconds remaining. Spaghetti does find a kill onto Frosty. I believe that was just a little bit too far up on the A
30
position.
seconds left.
Yeah,
This is just indecisive play here from Illinois. They're not finding their way onto a site, and with 20 seconds left, they've got to make a decision right now or just save.
I think this could potentially be, you know, that them opting for that save. Jennifer Jones going to use that camera to make sure no one's going to come from back behind him. But 3 to 5,
10
you know, with only 20 seconds left, it's so risky to try and force yourself onto a site. You don't really know the whereabouts of the defenders, so it's better here to, you know, kind of lick your wounds and back off for the round. Go down 3-0, but keep your money, keep your guns. Give yourself a chance to come back in the next round.
I would be willing to guess that University of Illinois doesn't want to drop that op right now, and taking a fight 3 versus 5 is not going to be in your favor towards keeping those weapons. Sure, there's a chance that you might find a site, but is it likely? No. Is it going to happen? Most likely not. So I do think that's the smart play. Keep the big weapons, try to find the next round. Going down 3 to start isn't the biggest deal, but it definitely is going to be pretty darn good for Purdue to start off this game. Forcing a 3-round deficit, it's hard to come back from, but not impossible.
Definitely seen it before. Getty once again holding down the same area. Going to throw that recon dart into the smoke, so can't quite get destroyed. He spots one. Going to take some shots blindly into the smoke in the hopes of a nice little headshot. They're not going to find anything. Frasty is up close and personal, starts taking these shots. Trying to hold for that rotate around the boxes. Does find it onto Aaron. Beautiful. Going to move forward now with the invulnerability. As the rest of the team pushes forward, shots going back and forth. No kills to be found yet. The plant has begun. Frasty trying to hold down this back flank from Lamps. Going to get that combat sim. Will steal the site. It's him and a teammate. Poke. No one going to be found yet. There you go. Spaghetti will fall. Healing themselves up, waiting for the repeat from Altered. There we go. 3 kills now for Frasty. Popping off. Milk is going to find one with that operator. 5-0 now, as Matt finds the last one for a flawless, very aggressive round here from Illinois.
Making use of that save, coming in with a very strong push. I was going to say it earlier, this game was being played very passively. I don't think I've seen such a passive pistol round in quite a while, but now with just a huge switch up in pressure, Illinois just find their way onto the site, plant on the U-Haul, and get that down immediately and get the kills as well. Frosty really popping off in that fight, finding long-range kill after into a blind kill and Lamps, and really showed up for his team. Being a one-man army taking out 3 is definitely going to set you up into a good spot, considering how once you've taken out 3 on your own, it's down to a 2v5, and that's very difficult to answer all the different angles that are available for 5 people to peek versus 2. You're going to have to spot both targets, do quick flicks, and rarely you're ever going to find yourself winning. And when you've got half the members of the other team, assuming that it isn't a 1v2. Now it's looking
Absolutely.
back to the slow play.
Yeah, I think they're taking their time trying to scope out these sites, see if they can find any sort of information, or fully committing to a site, waiting for that. That op miss, not too important as the Phoenix is able to run it back. Will push out again, and Spaghetti so close but so far with these op shots, not able to connect anything. Here's the plant going down. The rotation coming through narrowly, gets sniped himself. Aaron finds the first kill of the round.
Took a while for a first kill with these entries, but Frasty looking for more. Same for Jennifer Jones. We've already found 6 people falling in the shortest amount of time. Spike is planted though here for Illinois, and the members are on site. Now just one is going to be the op, not the weapon that you want to clutch out the round. Having to answer 2 Vandals as well. Though, if I were Purdue, you might want to look to pick up the op that dropped.
Oh, he's getting
Alter,
aggressive.
walking
Oh,
up
baby,
close
this could be.
Playing up close is going to be found by Frasty here. Pick up that 3rd kill and securing this round win. We're getting another one for the attackers, and they're back into this game, showing up after an early 3-round deficit. Picking up 2 in a row is definitely going to be looking good for their economy, and at this point, only one member had a pretty good buy here for Purdue, and the rest of the members are going to be looking at some light buys, maybe just pistols, SMGs. You can see a shorty, a ghost, 2 stingers, and just one member buying up into a Vandal. And I'm not sure if you really want to look for a split buy right here, but see how it works out.
They're stacking over onto this A site. They've recognized that Illy found some good rounds there over on the A site, but in fact, moving towards this B site could potentially be wide open depending on how long they take to actually move forward onto the site. You see the bomb down there all the way near the fountain is going to get picked up and brought towards this site. Only one member of the defense is rotating, but they're making a lot of sound.
There's nobody over on B quite yet. Spaghetti is about to be there, but only with a stinger in his pocket. Can't really answer to a hookah push at that range. So this should be Illinois getting onto site. The smokes are coming out now, so likely a push. There it is, jumping through the window. Going to get the bomb down any second now. Frasty starting up the plant and putting members into CT, just checking out through the smokes. A little bit of damage sent out here from Spaghetti, but nobody quite on site to answer this push yet.
Reina did
Seems
take
like
teleporter.
Yeah.
Aaron holding off, but the Cypher on the other side of those walls could very quickly answer just like that. One member down. Now the fight on the site taking place. Pooping J finds one. Frasty taking another down. Pooping J finding 3 that round for another flawless round out of the attackers. And when we talked to their captain earlier, they said they've been known for their aggressive playstyle and their comp, and their comp is most definitely aggressive. And I think now that they're finding themselves in a nice comfortable flow here, able to put on the aggression. You know, they found 3 rounds in a row, so it's working for them. And I think they're right to say that they're known for their aggression.
Yep. You said it. They've got 3 duelists, Reyna, Jet, and Phoenix on their composition. I just do want to note here, I did take a quick look at chat. I do want to clarify this is a best of 2, not a best of 3. The scores in the league are based off of points, winning granting 1 point. So just keep in mind, only 2 maps getting played here. Swiggy actually find the first kill of this, answered back from Milk immediately onto Spaghetti though. Starting out with a simple trading kills, but still Milk knocked very low with his operator, is going to be in danger of taking any aggressive fights and likely going to be playing a little bit farther back now.
Yeah, it's a good trade there. You know, 1 life for another, but you see that Jet over on Illy very low. No healers. I don't know if we've mentioned that quite yet or not, but no healers, so that damage is going to stick. So you really kind of lost the trade there overall, but taking 1 kill for another is as good as it's going to get. Looks like
Yeah, I mean,
push starting to form here, though.
Yeah, B push is forming. Likely going to be a peek here onto Hookah is going to be the first one. Joke's over, you're dead is cast out. That is going to be on the defender side. Purdue casting it out. Not going to find anybody quite yet, but Matt trapped up is going to be taken down here from Altered. Location revealed, and a nice
30
answer
seconds
here
left.
from Purdue to find some kills, knock it down to the 2v3, with one member being low with an off. Dimp finding the shots, finding the kill. Jennifer Jones as well, trading back. Swiggy knocked down. It's down to the 2v1, member in elbow. Double ops are on the table, down to the 1v1, but it's a Vandal versus an operator in the air. That's not a fight you want to take. Dimp winning it out, and making sure Purdue keeps their lead here in the 7th round.
Yep, holding on, going down 3 rounds in a row, but they say, it's okay. We get our guns back, we win this round. We rebuild our economy when we come back stronger than ever. Very close play from Milk, though. I do want to say, I'm pretty sure you saw the ultimate pop as they were using that updraft and floating in through the air, so had the potential to make a nice clutch there if the knives were able to land, but Dimp, second quicker was that flick, able to find the kill and secure themselves the round win.
I loved how Milk and Aaron were just kind of looking at each other for a second with the operators. They didn't quite react yet. They're just staring at each other through the scope, saw each other, and then Milk was like, wait, I'm supposed to kill you. And yeah, he fires first. He's Han Solo in this occasion.
Take what you can get. Spaghetti, here's the orb being collected. Bro, my goodness, Milk misses that one. Not able to find the second one as Matt trades out Milk. A glass of milk was spilled all over the floor there, but trying to pick it up.
And pretty big there from a Bulldog to take in a 1v2 and take out an op. There, Aaron finding the first kill over from Lance is going to be partnered up with Squiggy taking down Poop and Jay. Still a 4v2. Oh my gosh, never mind. 4v0. I spoke too soon. Kills coming out really fast here from Purdue. Making sure that they are partnered up with each other, taking out each member at a time, surgically removing from the map and finding the defuse.
Yeah, I gotta say, I really am enjoying their buddy system they have going on. You know, they're kind of pushing around these corners together, just in case there's a member there. If one of them falls, the other one should hopefully get the trade, barring some real unlucky flicks. But it's a great system to have, and I feel like I haven't seen too many teams really utilize it in the way that this Purdue squad is doing so far. I mean, I feel like people just think, oh, I can take the 1v1s and I'll win every single gunfight. But it's nice to have a teammate there to back you up just in case you're not really ready for that gunfight at that particular moment.
And double peeking is scary and works very well in these tactical shooters. Is
terrifying, man.
Yeah, just a quick headshot can find you 2 kills though, and a good spray. Still, double peeking definitely working out here from Purdue in these past couple of rounds. But Illinois still standing strong. They were at a deficit before and found their way back into the game. It's no different from the start. They do have their weapons on avail. Milk does have the operator in hand as well, showing just how strong their economy still is. They do have the weapons at their disposal, although I think it's just going to be Milk looking for a pick, looking for an alt point with the rotation going over to A, and so far it's going to be red here from Purdue. 3 members already on the rotation to A to make sure that they find this defense, although the spike is already on site and the plant is going to be started here by the truck. Safe place, open area, can peek from long. Excellent to hold, can play it safe. Milk finding the first kill though, traded back from Spaghetti, and Frasty trading back on Spaghetti himself. Alter and Swiggy joining the fight now as the kills go across the board, and Frasty and Matt picking up the last 2 with triple kill for Frasty. That's going to be the round over to University of Illinois as I said, at a deficit, can definitely find their way back.
Yeah, they're definitely not at all worried. You know, going down 1 or 2 rounds, they're able to say, okay, it's no big deal. You know, we'll take this one. We're only down a single round. We're set. It's, you know, still the first half of this round, of this match. So they're sitting in a pretty decent spot, and they utilized the smokes on that last round so well. I mean, no one on Purdue had any idea where they were on site. So you could see everyone's kind of defaulted back to some positions to hold these angles, but Illinois was already in positions that they wanted to be in, or able to clean sweep through that site.
Getting onto the site seemed to be one of the hard parts earlier in this game. The teams did start off playing pretty passively, but the aggressive play has been the one to show so far. I'm not sure about this play right now. They're pushing aggressively onto the B site without the spike. It's back in market. First kill is going to be picked up here from Matt, though. Second for Frasty. And with that opening, I think this is going to be available plant. They did find their way onto the site. If they did need to retreat after losing their aggressive push, they could have just rotated back to market, picked up the spike, gone to either A or B. So good start to this round so far, but the spike is going to be looking at the A position. Teleport is taken. It is going to be a plant onto A, even though they did find the B site. A little bit of a bait to find an opening. Hunter's Fury coming out to try to stop the plant, but it's going to be to no available. Jennifer Jones there to find Spaghetti. End this round nice and strong, and nice macro play and kind of unexpected play there from University of Illinois.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if it was really intentional, if they left the spike all the way back in market, or if someone, you know, kind of forgot to pick it up and they're like, oh, we got to go back for that. But either way, going back for it, rotating over through to A, it worked out beautifully for them.
Beautiful plays.
I do want to mention, when the defense CT gets stuck in CT there at the top of your minimap, that's such a hard place to really retake that B site for. We saw Milk with the operator holding down that long lane, and it's so difficult to really push back onto that site. So once they took it and they were able to hold that down, I was going to call the round theirs already. But enough about last round. Moving on to this round, Matt already picking up a nice early pick.
Get out of my way.
Operator getting
Frasty
revealed
as
is going to
well.
be pretty big for this push. Frasty find the kill onto Dimp, and the Sheriff shots are actually going to be landing onto Milk, but not find the kill. 5 health on that carry, and Frasty there to finish the job. Triple kill for himself. Pushing up to, after a long wait, Illinois' first lead of the game.
Yeah, I think they're really falling into their flow here with the aggressions. I mean, that round to me was reminiscent of just a pub game where you just rush onto the site and just completely demolish everyone that stands in your way. They didn't even really have time to get the plant down, I think. Every single defender was just dead by then, so really showing us what their aggressive playstyle is made of, making it work for them.
This is a
Yeah,
nice spot.
Matt told us that it was going to be Milk popping off in these games.
Yeah.
Perhaps at a little bit of a coin flip, but Frasty really coming out strong. The operator shot's not quite landing for either of those players. As one was a toe shot here from Aaron. He did find it, but still 40 health left on Milk is going to mean he can still participate in this round. Sorry, 20. Toe shot, not able to find a kill with the operator, similar to CSGO. Now with the double peek coming up, it could actually just be a collateral here for Aaron, as it's just going to be one. Frasty getting taken down. There's the top fragger taken off the table here from UC, and with a nice quick peek, moving shots, Dimp finds the kill into Milk and finds Purdue a good start to this round. Altered continuing on the trend, and it's now down to just 2 members of Illinois. But 2 members with a strong economy can very well look to continue on this round, not go for a save, and try to get the spike planted onto the A site. Matt going to be picking up the spike. Captain here, trapped up, knocked down. Spaghetti finishing off this round and pushing us into the 6-6 half.
Switching sides.
Wow, I mean, shots through the smoke for 2 members of the Purdue squad there. Granted, that last one was, you know, it made it a little easier with the tripwire being tripped there, but still,
Yeah.
so it's still commendable. You know, I've seen a lot of people get revealed by a tripwire, and my cursor just, you know, silhouettes them instead of hitting them. So I'll still give it to him as a nice little smoke shot there. But we are switching sides. Illy now on the attack here. Purdue switches over to defense. Or wait, no, that's not right, is it?
Purdue is going to be on, I believe, offense now. They are going to be the ones attacking Illinois.
I was expecting the colors
Shifting
to
over.
Yeah, well, there we go.
There you go. There they
I
are.
was confused for a second, but we're good. We're all set.
Thank you,
No worries
producer.
there.
Swap op is coming through, and the play is going to be a little bit more aggressive than how we saw Illinois attacking. The immediate push into hookah is going to be what's being looked at. The Omen playing back with the spike. Matt sends out a flash, not finding anybody with it. But is going to find some control. Spaghetti and Aaron picking up the quick kills, double there on the Ghost. Going to open up this B site nice and easy with nobody here to answer back. Closest one is going to be Milk coming through CT, going to be shot through the smoke, spotted by that owl drone. With 75 health, it's going to be difficult for himself to really get on and try to defuse at all.
Every
Team
member
is
of
behind
Purdue.
on Hookah though, so they could find the split shots. There's the trap wire, but Spaghetti with a triple kill going to end off this round with a flawless to start off for Purdue.
Yeah, every single member of Purdue was blind firing through that Omen smoke, so there was no way Milk was going to be able to make it through that doorway unscathed. And, you know, Purdue, I mean, going up 7-6 after the half, looking very strong in that one, able to pick up some Spectres for themselves this round. Aaron either opting to full bar, a little bit undecided about what they're trying to pick up. And you see on the defending side, 2 shorties, a couple classics, and a frenzy. So a bit of a mismatch here with the weaponry, as the attackers have a slight advantage and hopefully can use that properly.
Hopefully they can, but it is pretty good on defense to be... You're a little okay losing that first round because shorties can still be a very good option for defending the A site, but Dimp taking out the immediate kill onto Poop and J isn't what you want to start off with. Just want to watch those close corners cut off the entry points, and it's really hard to do that if you're on the B site. It's kind of interesting that the push is going to be onto A where you've got a lot of short angles available for these shorties to really pop off, but still no fear here from Purdue getting onto site with their Spectres. Are going to be winning their respective fights. Dimp and Anner picking up the kill with the flank gang cut off here from Swiggy. And there's the second flawless in a row for Purdue, and starting off this second half very strong.
Very strong indeed. Aaron with a very quick reaction time there to spin around. Jennifer Jones was on a bit of a nice flank there, but I mean, Reyna was the ability to just become invulnerable. It's nice. It's very nice to play Reyna when you're doing well and just get yourself out of those sticky situations just by pressing a single button. I mean, how easier can it get?
It can't get much easier than that. There's no other champion that has any... agent that has that sort of invulnerability, ability to peek angles or even just get vision without being shot at all. Sure, Sova, Owl Drone, you've got other things like Cypher Trap that get vision, but it isn't full on, you're the player, you've got the movement, you can repeat that angle immediately. It's a drone, or it's a trap, or it's a dart. It's a different way of getting your vision and a more effective way of following up on it. But still, without a kill, can't do that.
Very close. If I was like, waiting for Pooping Jay just to walk through that doorway and get completely team shot, but must have the knowledge someone's there. The camera comes through, gonna back off, get rid of that pesky tracking dart, and allow Spaghetti to move further in. Smoke will come down though. Something
I've actually seen is teams or players allowing themselves to have the tracking dart on them just to bait out a push from the player who hits the tracking dart, so that you can get a sort of surprise fight instead of running away from the tracking dart. You're just playing the aggressive play.
Yeah.
30 seconds
Like
left.
you have the information that they want to push you, that they're going to make the aggressive play. So now you can play the counter aggression. You can catch them off guard, playing aggressive, and Milk is going to be the one to do that, playing up close with the operator, finding the kill onto Dimp. Now looking in bathrooms for a second, not going to find it on Spaghetti. He's still answered back here from Frasty. 10 seconds left to get the plant. It's going to be started, but I believe it was also canceled. No, it wasn't. Sticks it, and now Poop and Jay getting onto the site. It's one member standing in lamps going to be taken out. As Aaron gets knocked down, Diffuse coming out in Purdue. Finally lose a round in that third round, gun round. Illinois making sure that we still have this action-packed half.
I'm not rolling over in any sense of the term. Keeping it alive, 8-7, only a single round difference. Is, you know, it's still anyone's game at this point, and neither team has really pulled too far ahead to give themselves a nice cushion, but keeping it very close, very intense. Both these teams, yeah, I don't know. It's so close at this point. It's hard to tell who's going to be able to, you know, pull ahead with this lead. It's just going to take a couple nice rounds. See the attacking side a little bit worse on the economy there. So if they do lose this one, they're going to have to be forced into a bit of a save for a round or two. But Milk with an aggressive spot. Not going to find anyone because the push is over towards B. We see Dimp, not Simp, pushing out. Frasty's going to find one. Dimp finds one in return. waiting for the push to come through. That spray is going to find Jennifer. Frasty trading it out, though. Kills back and forth. Leaving it a 3v2 overall, but Spaghetti wants to make it a 2v2. Once the odds in his favor. Milk now rotating over to this B site with the operator.
Both
Everyone's
teams
pushed
playing
back
pretty
here.
far back. Nobody's pushing up quite too aggressively. I think that Purdue has read the fact that the operator's still on the table here from Illinois, so they're trying to play the long angles really carefully. They do still have 50 seconds, so they have time to plant either site, depending on how they want it, but it is looking like it's going to be the B play. Milk pushing a little bit farther up with the op, going to be pushed out of that angle thanks to the Hunter's Fury, cutting off his availability of peek, but now playing very aggressively with this op. Is going to get the information, but not the shot landing. Spaghetti now coming in with Aaron. It's going to be the first shot. Poop and Jay knocking down. Milk not able to find the operator, and with one health, he finds the classic shot. Attackers are able to win out that round with the final kill going down onto Milk.
Oh, that was very close. Both operators having to whip out that classic.
It was,
Nutty stuff right there. 9-7 though overall. Purdue pulling ahead 2 rounds, but like we've seen time and time again, Illinois can be down a couple rounds and still manage to claw their way back.
Ooh. That being said, take a look at Milk's economy. He's got 300 creds, was only able to buy light armor on this round. If Illinois lose this round, that could potentially be the disaster that knocks them out of the economy game for the rest of the game. So this could be a very, very crucial round for them to find the win with. And not that much of a buy. Still, Milk with the operator available does technically have a gun. It is his knives, but if he does miss on those shots, it is going to mean that he is effectively a first round buy, if not worse than that.
Phoenix Ultimate gets popped, trying to rush in towards this A site, not finding anyone though. Aaron's going to pop the Empress as well as the push continues forward. The rotate coming through from the defenders. Aaron's going to be the first one to find them. Sees one, going to take that down, heal themselves back up. Ooh, push back into Lamps, trying to avoid the shot. Sees the other Reina. Frasty gonna drop to this one. Hopping forward, trying to peek around these corners. Here's Jet coming through with the knife, not able to finish the kill. Gets completely blinded. Aaron 3 this round. Looping J trying to trade back for the team, but not able to do enough all on his own. Altered with a nice operator shot, gonna take that one. Aaron was the quad kill for the attackers, bringing it to a 10-7 lead, and we said that could be the round for them to really solidify it. And I think they knew so, and they came full force onto that A site.
It's going to be a light buy here from Illinois. They need to play for the next round. If they lose again after their save, this next round could really decide the winner of this first game. It's looking like Purdue right now, but who knows? It could just be the snowball gun round come out after the save. But still a very difficult place to be in if you are Illinois, because you're running on your last legs. You can't opt into doing any more saves after this, really.
Yeah, this is gonna have to be a
one.
win for them. Yeah, they could get one, you know, in all honesty, they could get one, but winning here is gonna be so crucial for them. It's gonna really help them. Dimp checking that corner with the hot hands. Spaghetti pushing up through the bath. No real sight being found from anyone here. Looping here's the footsteps, so that Stinger fires so quickly was the Sim Beacon.
It's one of the, I believe it is the fastest rate of fire weapon in the game, just under the Odin. So it is a pretty big thing to buy, and there's the Sheriff coming out strong. We see it as an answer to rifles in weak buy rounds, as it is able to find the one-shot headshots, but not going to be working out if you don't have the peak early on. Spaghetti finding that kill onto the opposing Reina. It's going to be flashed out a bit. Doesn't have the vision, but it is going to spot out Matt. Does have the peeker's advantage there on that angle. Find that kill is going to be pretty huge. The bucket in hand for Milk is going to work out. Triple cure here. Oh, speech just worked out very broken. Spaghetti with the quad kill, though, is going to be able to close out this round and get us over to this perhaps last gun round here from Illinois, the last legs that they have to really pull in this game to start on a comeback spree. It's going to have to work out for them. If not, they're going to be weak on economy for the rest of this game, unless a miracle happens. So I have to.
Yeah, barring a
play
miracle, it's
safe.
going to be rough for sure. I mean, look at the credit difference here. Purdue is just sitting so pretty altered, able to buy for half his team and still have some money in the pocket. But this is an aggressive push here from the defenders. They're known for their aggression. Aaron does find the first. Gonna back up with the invulnerability, get tagged up from behind through the wall a little bit, but gets away with their life. That aggressive push did not pay out.
It doesn't pay out for Illinois quite as much as you want it. Reyna can just sustain back if she finds any more kills. Milk not finding these op shots this game is definitely not going to the greatest effect that we expected out of this player. He isn't finding his shots, and if you're an op player, if you can't land one, then you're not going to be really useless or useful for the rest. Imp getting knocked out, and here's the play here from Illinois. An excellent orbital strike, pushing players out of position and netting the kills over to the defenders. Now with just the operator here on Alter, he's going to have to fall back. He can't take this site. The team ace? What? That doesn't make sense. That wasn't a team ace.
No, that doesn't quite at all. Valorant is confused. But hey, 11-8 now. Keeping it yeah, alive for now, but getting rough.
Okay.
It's getting
Valorant.
rough out here.
Riot, fix your game.
People have been saying that since Riot was founded, and not everything's fixed yet.
Not everything. We've
Alright,
still
they're
got.
getting there.
Samir just released. Don't worry about it.
Right here.
So, getting back to the game at hand, we are playing Valorant, not League of Legends. Sorry for those references, but this is going to
Nice
be
recon bolt.
perhaps the comeback of the century here. Sitting down 3 rounds, having to find their comeback yet again. It's not going to be looking good as 2 members fall, pushing through the A short position. Though Spike getting planted is going to be pretty good. Multiple members I mean, one member is very low on health. Aaron not with much to answer back for in these fights, but still, it's the Opper and I believe one person with a rifle left on the bank here for Illinois. But with the Hunter's Fury coming out, this is going to zone Illinois off the Spike.
Who
Make it
does
very
lose
difficult to get back on. Milk having to peek through lamps with an operator is not the place you want to be, but Frasty with 3 is going to find this cleanup on site. One member standing in short. Not sure if he can stick this quite yet. He's going to have to take the fight, and with the operator in hand, Alter is going to close out the round and say, Frasty, you took out my team, but I'm going to finish off this round for you. And we're at match point here.
I mean,
Game 1 of the best of
Frasty
2.
with the last-ditch effort finding 3, 22-12, having a very good game for themselves. Can't quite say the same for Milk and Pooping Jay, though, 9-16-13. We were told Milk would be the one to pop off, but unfortunately not able to do so far. Frasty's trying to hold it down, but on match point, you're going to need some big brain plays here or some very nice flicks to make this work. Matt, going to hang out across from the teleporter.
Get out of my way!
There's going to be the cast out here from the Jet Ultimate. That is going to be from Milk. I'm not sure if he had enough money to purchase back up his op. So it is the most expensive weapon to purchase. It really knocks down your economy if you lose out with that weapon. Spaghetti finding some traded shots with Matt. Both members actually finding good damage down onto each other. Matt finding the winning end of that fight. Location revealed, having it back up. He's going to just have to play it safe. No picks so far for either team, but still the winning gunfight does knock one member low here on Purdue. So good start here from Illinois, but with 4 ultimates available, I'm thinking they're going to want to start using these. This is match point. You got to win out on this round, or else you're going to have to be forced into a very bad position.
Yeah, it's now or never, but you got to think if they use all 4 ultimates just to win this round, they're going to go into the next round with none. I think they're trying to plan this out and use things as efficiently as they possibly can. Not seeing anyone push further onto this A
30
site
seconds
signals
left.
the rotation over. should be heading to the site around the same time. Defenders just slightly ahead of the attacking side here. Altered going to use that camera to check hookah, finds it's all clear.
Not
Jones was the nice sight from the tripwire, going to find one onto Dimp.
have to
10
start
seconds
the
left.
plant. You're running out of time.
No time to plant. Oh, Spike does get picked up by Aaron, but will drop immediately. A flawless round out of the defenders, though. 9-12. Keeping
feel like-
themselves alive, still on match point.
I feel like Frasty is the king of the 3K. I think he's got like 7 of them in this game so far. Pretty much every single round that he gets a multi-kill is a triple kill. And
Yeah, it's either a triple or a quad. And
Yeah.
that's what you like to see. I mean, especially on Reyna, right? Getting all of those kills. I think that's part of the reason why Frasty is able to find all these multi-kills. Finding one kill early in the round, healing yourself back up, or using the invulnerability to peek, find your next target. It's such an easy agent to snowball on. Matt gonna get
Okay.
spotted out using the run it back. Couple of utility used here. Milk gonna get smoked out with the operator. Some blind shots, gonna try and dash through, but not able to find themselves some safety. Dimp and Matt trading it out. Pooping Jay finding another Dimp. Fully onto the site now, along with Swiggy.
pick
Gonna
here.
shoot Matt's face square between the eyes. Dimp taking one more down before having to teleport back.
Spike planted.
This is going to be Rasty, it's going to be the Reyna of Legend coming out here. Frasty having to find the kills and clutch out this round with his ultimate. Jennifer Jones now casting out his own, and information is going to be here on the side of Jennifer Jones. Still the super carry Frasty knocked out. It's going to be a dangerous spot here for Jennifer. Now using the ultimate, using the ultimate is Swiggy. Getting the reposition to bathrooms is not going to be read here from Jennifer Jones, and Swiggy with the 3K, clutching out the round, finishing off game 1. It's going over to Purdue.
Purdue 13-9 overall. Going to be the team to retain their 100% map win up to this point. Still had the second map, to play through. Maybe Illinois can bring it back, make it a 1-1 overall. Who knows? We'll have to see as we, prepare them for the next match. I want to see Milk come back. We were told Milk has the opportunity here to be the top fragger of the team, can go absolutely nutty. Haven't seen it so far yet, though.
We did definitely get to see Frasty show up as a big top fragger, but heading into the second map, I would definitely expect Milk to pop off a little bit more. There are a lot better opera angles on Haven, and as well, I believe, let me just double check this real fast because I kind of forget. This was actually Illinois' map pick was Bind, so Purdue was looking to continue their spree here, going on to their own map choice. So while Milk is an opper, he is going to be the pop-off player to look out for, from what we've at least been told. This is going to be the map to really see him do it on. This is the opper map that you get to see so many crazy angles come out, especially with the Jet be able to get over rooftops and really see extremely long angles through the middle position onto the B site, as well as looking at A long. There are just so many good opera angles, and I'd really love to see the comeback of Milk and even Aaron heading into the second game.
Yeah, I think you said that perfectly. I mean, Haven is the map. If you're going to be an op player and you're waiting to pop off, Haven's the map to do it on. And I feel like if Milk pops off, or if at least one other member of Illinois can really pop off and create, that environment where they have two carries, right? When you're relying on just a single person, it's so hard. If they fall, the round's not looking too good. But if you can have two people that you can have your back, at least one of the two of them are guaranteed to find 1, 2, maybe even 3 kills in a round. You can really rely on them and play towards them, get the information for your team. You be the first to peek. You have them peek behind you because they're hitting their shots. It's a tough thing to do, though. You have to reset your mental after this first loss. Regain your composure, maybe go into the practice tool for 2 minutes, get your flicks back on point, come back into this next one ready to go.
I mean, that being said, they are going to have a few minutes to get back into a proper mental spot and look for the second round game or second game win here. Both teams have a chance at it. It could still be even points going to either of these teams after this best of 2 series. And just looking to continue on with pretty much even points, or just looking to find an early advantage here in the league score. But that being said, we are going to go to a short break. We are going to hear quickly from our sponsors, Corsair. They make the fancy keyboards, they make the fancy RAM, they make this headset that I'm talking to you with right now. So we're going to head to a short intermission and hear from Corsair for a second. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Turn without us, and I'll be killing time like I might be a cartoon. Take it in real life like haiku. I know we got the good vibes when pieces fall right into place. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Play me like a bass guitar, simmer down and mess me up, tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Drive me around in your red Ford, shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Hold on.
When the silence is too loud, I swear I can hear a voice. Left a message in the clouds. They are free to roam above the sea, and their story stays with me like a haunting melody. What do spirits say? What do spirits say in the darker days? What do spirits say?
What do spirits say? What do spirits say in the darker days? What do spirits say?
Used to be so simple. Haven't got a clue as to why the world is filled with lies. But then again, we're sinful. 'Cause we keep the truth to ourselves. Maybe we're hypnotized. This is I've been living. Shit's too serious, but I can't abandon this. I've been living, but I can't abandon
Are you tired of playing online tournaments for no glory and fake online trophies? How about you start playing for a little bit of glory with GLG? Not only do we host real prize pool tournaments, we professionally broadcast them live on Twitch.
As Beefcake really can't find anything. Hydro finds two through the flash. Can he find the third? The offshot's gonna miss. He finds the three. He finds the fourth. Hydro is on fire. This man is putting his team in the backpack to try to win this tournament.
We've got casters, highlight videos,
Oh! Sweet Pea with the blind shot.
player features, the whole shebang. Are you ready for your little bit of glory?
Hello, everybody. We're back with our game 2 of this best of 2 series between Illinois Orange and Purdue Gray, heading on to Haven in the second game after a clutch win for the resident Purdue Gray team. Looking forward to the second game. How you doing, Hawk's Nest? How did you like that last GLG ad that we just saw?
Oh baby, that GLG ad is so beautiful. It just makes me so happy to watch it. Like when I was first sent it and like, hey, like this is the final product. We're getting ready to post this everywhere. I watched it and my jaw was just like open. I was just smiling the entire time. It's so beautifully made. But I gotta plug GLG now. GLG does produce and broadcast their very own weekly tournaments, Valorant, sometimes Call of Duty. We did a Fall Guys one if you guys are into that. So we gotta take this chance to plug ourselves. And if you want to see some of that, if you want to see the great work that came into that video and see that live, make sure you come check us out. GL Gaming Lounges on Twitch. But that's enough for now. We'll move into
you're technically seeing us right here as well because this is pretty much like what we normally do in some of our Valorant streams. But
if you
that
want to
being
see
said,
more.
we are in CEA right now, and we are also heading into game as the character select has been accomplished. We are going to be loading up. Now we get to take a look at how these rosters could have swapped up what they're playing and could have opted in for some alternate picks and players. But that being said, no alternate players here. We didn't have any subbing in or out. Feinberg was not swapped into Frosty, as we saw him completely pop off in that last game. That being said, he has swapped onto the Sova. This is going to be on more of a supportive role versus the Reyna, where he was definitely a fragger.
Yeah, I think they're not entirely abandoning their aggressive play style here. They still got a couple duelists up there, but I think just reeling it back a little bit, they realized, we're not able just to stomp all over this Purdue team. So we got to reel it back a little bit, play it a little bit slower, make sure our defense is where it needs to be. And that's where they're starting this round.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams have, as we've seen, good respect for each other. They realize that these are worthy opponents that they do need to play at least somewhat safe and try to play to their strengths for. And that last game was completely even at half, and it went a little bit out of control in the second half with Purdue picking up those first 3 rounds in a row. Or they picked up 2 rounds, then one went to Illinois, and then it just snowballed out of control in terms of Purdue's side. But still, they were even for the majority of that last game, and heading on to Haven, it's going to be Purdue's map choice. So it might be a little bit scarier if you're Illinois. This might go out of control considering how this may just be Purdue's familiar, most opted in for map pick that they could really choose. That being said, I did mention before we went into the break that Milk, the Opper, is definitely going to be looking for some big plays on this map as Jet and an Op have plenty of big angles to take. But we are heading into this first round, pistol round, coming out nice and easy and early. The common strategy of pushing C long with pistols is going to look like it's going to be the chosen play, but Frasty starting off nice and strong with a blind headshot onto Altered to knock out this early push nice and early.
Did so much damage overall. Reyna's half health, Sova, a little over 3/4, but doing damage to multiple members blindly through the smoke, only taking 1 or 2 shots and trade themselves. That's amazing. I mean, that is going to shift the entire way this attacking team has to play. Moving into the garage now, Pooping is here, finds one with a beautiful headshot, trying to take the second with him. Not quite able to with a shot, so Molly's going to go out to deter any further push into this garage. He says, stay away from my garage, please.
Poopin' Jay pooping on opponents right there.
Stay back.
30 seconds
looking
left.
to re-peek it again. You see that Reyna on your mini-map. Pooping Jay still here, shoulder peeking that entrance. Jennifer.
Indecisive play here from Purdue. Just now finally pushing up towards that B site, but getting taken out on the entry. It's going to be what's going to happen. Matt, the captain here for Illinois, finish off that round with a 2K. It's going to get you, University of Illinois, up to a good start here. Pick up the first round in terms of the defense.
Yeah, that's what, that's what you want if you are Illinois. You really got to find this early lead. Give yourself a bit of a cushion. I'm assuming when they go on to attack, that's when they're going to feel more comfortable. Like we've mentioned, they claim to be a very aggressive team. And being on defense kind of limits how aggressive you can really be. You kind of have to wait for the attackers to pull it into you, lest you leave a site open. But moving into this next one, Pooping Jay, sticking true to the aggressive claims, trying to find an early pick. Not able to find one, though. We'll smoke off that garage and potentially look for another push forward as the attackers rotate onto that C long yet again.
It's back onto C long. It's hard to answer for without that much of a long-range weapon, and with pistols, it's one of the best places that you can push, because if you just rush in as 5 with pistols, still going to be getting a good amount of damage out with those sprays. And now with the first kill answered very fast here, it's going to be a 1 kill going over Purdue very early. But still, these SMGs are going to start to shine out on this retake. The blind is going to force Milk out of position on that CT retake, and now multiple members pushing back in. It's going to actually be Illinois falling pretty low right now. Still with the SMGs, it's going to be Altered finding one, but with the blind fire into the smoke. Frenzy coming out strong. Spaghetti picking up the final kill is going to find the second round win over to Purdue.
Tying it back to 1-1. Like you said, C-Long is a nice place to be with those pistols. And working out for Purdue. May have gone down in the first round, but they're not nearly out yet. If we look at the buys, the attacking side, Purdue going to pick up a couple Vandals to go with some Spectres. And the defenders, Illinois, is kind of in a weird spot, buying a Shorty, buying a Judge. I saw a Vandal there at the last second. So a very mixed buy for these guys here. Jennifer Jones still was a classic. Milk with that Judge on the Jet. Judge is underrated with the dashes. You can pull off some really nice plays there, but opting just to kind of hide around this corner, see if they can find someone. Have a chance here.
Might be looking right here onto Alter. Does find the close angle. Tailwind to get on out of there. Reloading at the wrong time. That's a Call of Duty play for you. Matt is going to be able to find a kill back, though. Knocking down Dimp, does have the Sheriff available. Is going to be blinded out here and traded by Spaghetti with the Spectre. Now with a good amount of players on this site, it's going to be very difficult to retake, although one member being very low, middle of site, can be taken out with about one shot. Spaghetti is likely to be the first one to find an angle, though. Is going to find Poopin' J, rushing in with that shorty. Frasty with his Sheriff does find the headshot, but not going to find the round. Spaghetti with a quick peek, just able to spray that down. A nice, clean, easy round win. Picking up the Vandal to continue this round rampage for Purdue.
Gun here.
Beautifully done to keep it alive. 2-1. Milk already grabbing that operator once again. Round 3. We saw it in the first game. Picking it up yet again in game 2. Has the full armor this time. It's a little bit different. Seems to be going well so far for Purdue, though. Illinois is going to have to really put on the gas here. Keep these guys off of these sites. Find these early picks. Milk trying from up top of B. Not able to find anything from that line of sight just yet, though. The attackers are just kind of playing back and forth. You know, they're playing it passively, waiting for the right opportunity, trying to get some information out.
It's a little bit strange having one round go to each team. It sets back this gun round back. Instead of being on round 3, it's going to be round 4.
Yeah.
So these teams both have guns now. It's going to be a little bit slower play, but Poopin' J does find the first one. Looking for a second. Is going to be looking for a wall bang. There goes the run it back. It is going to be answered. Poopin' J taken down by the classic of Aaron, I believe, running out of ammo, having to swap that weapon. Matt sends the flash a little low, but does find the kill and knocks down Aaron through the ultimate. Now Spaghetti trying to find the kills. Does find one, but answered back from Milk. The retake here from the CT position is going to need to find the kill from Garage, but 3 goes over to Swiggy. The attackers win yet another round, continuing their 3 winning spree here, continuing their weapons up as well. Pick up the op, training it back to a teammate, and making sure that they can save their big purchases.
Swiggy with a beautiful clutch, finding 3. Gonna drop that operator off. Alter's gonna be the one to grab it. Rest of the team picking up Vandal. Spaghetti does have a Phantom. You see once again over on the side of Illinois, a very mixed buy. Factors, some shotguns. Rested play once again. No cover to be found from those doors anymore as they're quickly shattered by Purdue. And there you go. When that armor is not on that doors, you can get one tapped by Aaron. Nope.
Very quick kill right there. Vandal trying to run through the spray through the door, and that could have just been another there onto Frasty.
I think it
Milk
was.
on the flank. He's looking for a little bit of a cheeky play here with the Yeehaw gun. It's going to...
Spaghetti, just up around the corner, gonna get... Oh my, that kind of hurt to watch, I'm not gonna lie.
Milk?
Round 1, Milk trading it.
He's on Mission Impossible right now with the Sheriff. It's not going to continue that Mission Impossible very long. No Tom Cruise in this house. It's going to be Milk and knocked down. Get another round over to Purdue, but still.
Alter?
Good stuff there from that round for a little while. On the flank.
It was a good effort, you know. I mean, when you're in that kind of situation, there's not too much you can do. You just want to try and take one down with you if you can, and doing their best to do that. You know, Altered 5-4 with that operator, feeling themselves at the end of that round. Saw the little head bop. After a quick scope, you got to celebrate a little bit.
We'll celebrate a little bit. We are going to have a full buy round on both these squads here, but if Illinois does lose out on this one, it could be very difficult for them to continue on in this half, continuing to snowball rounds out of control, going over Purdue. Milk went down to 0 credits on this buy. He's going to have to look to use the operator full effect. Might find a blind shot if possible. Finds one member in window, but not able to find the shot landing. Swiggy finding his way through. With the peek in, Dimp is going to be looking to find a kill with his ultimate. Does find Poopin' J, looking for 2. Is going to ping it out through the smoke, and that's Milk getting spotted. with his operator in a very tricky situation.
Take flight.
He's going to have the smoke there to give him a little bit of cover. Aldrone going to peek through, find Swiggy. His location has been revealed. Milk missing out on the shot. Again with that operator, but members on both sides to find these peaks. Matt finding the first kill into Swiggy. Frasty on the other side. Matt back for it again. Now Dimp can find the plays with his Vandal. Is not going to be able to pull it out, and with just altered with the operator, he doesn't quite have the angle to stop this defuse, and this should be the round win going over to Illinois.
That was such a beautifully executed pinch from Illinois. Both sides of the site collapsing in unison to just sweep through a site. Purdue had no idea where to look. They had players set up on either entrance, but it's so hard when you have people coming from your left, people coming from your right. You have to worry about the front window, you know, the op sitting there. There's so many places you have to look, and you just try and flick your mouse left and right to get all these kills and not able to do it. Well played by Illinois. Great communication, great timing there, bringing them their second round. Hopefully they can carry it through and start to come back, but deficit is still there, down 2 rounds.
Ooh, down 2 rounds is difficult, but Milk finally back in the game, wins out on the operator trade, taking down Altered. So finally, good stuff that we're finding back from Milk.
With
the
Frasty
second operator,
hitting that,
Frasty, is looking to find the shots onto C long, but still missing out on them. Didn't really quite have the vision, spotted out by the tracking dart from the opposing Sova. Isn't exactly what you want to have happen to you. This is just going to be the slow play, looking for the garage possibly, or picking onto B, though there is an operator rotated onto this mid position instead of being back on A, so they could be peeking into a bad position. It's going to be exactly that. Milk finding his second shot is going to find his second kill. Now with vision onto that third man, it's going to be very difficult for any sort of aggressive play to come out from Purdue. Poop and Jay finding another kill, knocking down Aaron. Is just going to be the A play here from the last 2 members of Purdue. One member is on Heaven thanks to the Omen teleport. He's going to lose out on his life as well, and just with the spike on site, not planted, Milk is going to look for his 3K with the operator. Man forced onto Hell, and it's going to be the shot. 3K here from Milk, spread across the round, and a flawless over to University of Illinois.
Looks like Milk is back. 7 and 5. 3K for them was the op last round. Not playing around anymore. They went down a single round. Milk said, okay, I'm done with my milk and cookies. Now it's time to game. Bringing them to a 3-4 overall. Slowly coming back from that death fit. 2 rounds in a row. If they find this one here, going to tie it up 4-4.
Definitely got the energy back in him. Finding 3 shots with that operator is definitely a good sign. Showing the players a little bit back in the focus, back into his shot spree. And at this point, I would really expect, especially with an op player, to be playing on that momentum. Going to be looking to find some more shots, find some more multi-kills, and really show up in this game. Although, he does look a little bit confused on where to go right now, just juggling between positions. Jennifer Jones, though, here on the A site to try to answer some plays here. Not actually going to be tagged up, but is going to tag a member back with the tracking dart. Now with the vision necessary, the spike is going to get planted onto A, and Hunter's Fury going to be finding the opposing Sova Spaghetti with that one, knocking down Frasty. Rest of the members in Hell and spread across the A long and A short position. It's going to be a very difficult retake to make with very safe players.
Seems like they're
just going to be playing it safe, possibly safe.
Yeah, it looks like they're just opting to give this one out. I mean, smart play, 3-5. You're all going to have to come from the same angle to get onto that site. It's just not worth the risk.
Yeah, and Milk wants to keep it up.
Save your money. Yeah, Milk says, I'm finally doing well. I'm feeling myself. Give me this op. Let me keep it. So Attacker's going to take that one. 5-3 overall scoreboard now.
That being said, plenty of money to purchase back up after that loss for Illinois, so it's very much just going to be another more even-sided round here. There are more ultimates in the availability in the tank here for Illinois. They do have that Brimstone orbital strike as well as the Hunter's Fury. So
Yeah,
I do think they still have a pretty good shot at pulling this back. They are still down at the deficit, but seeing them get back into the games before, and we could honestly just see another 6-6 half.
I'm more than ready for a 6-6 half. Keep it nice and close. Matt with an aggressive push up. Pooping Jay is going to trade out Aaron after Milk falls, so there's no operator on the board for you. Nah, man, Dimp through the smoke, trading out to Frasty. Pooping Jay now stuck in this garage. Jennifer trying to come through CT and make some help.
Spike planted.
Firewall goes up. The Hellfire comes down, not able to find any kills. A tiny bit of damage onto Swiggy, but a little bit too late as the plant was completed and able to move further out. Swiggy now watching CT.
My eyes are down.
Couple get spotted out in garage. Alter trying to find the wall bangs. Jennifer Jones finds Swiggy in the back. Gets traded back by Dip. Altered firing through the wall. Blind fire spray. Nothing to be found yet. Pooping Jay finds the other. Matt is there as well. Dimp was 3 kills in a 1v1. Phoenix on Phoenix. Matt gonna get stunned.
That was a big blind. 20
and Matt clutching it up. 4-5 now overall with a crazy good play there.
He didn't get,
never mind.
Didn't get it.
Oh, 7 seconds. I thought he had it.
That was so close. That had to have been in the last milliseconds there.
Yep, 7/10 of a second. All he needed. So close, but man, it's rough, but it shows they can do it. You know, they'd make that play a second earlier, and they have that defuse free. So just because they don't win that round, you know, Illy has the opportunity. They can make those plays when it comes down to it. They have the clutch potential. They just need to implement the timing a little bit better. I think they can come away with that round. But 3 in a row is what's needed to tie the half. Matt starting out strong with a nice pick onto Aaron. Milk was that operator, trying to find a second pick.
It's just going to be a little bit slow here. I think that at this point, Purdue has read Milk's play on the operator, starting out at the A long site, but then rotating over elsewhere, sometimes to B, sometimes to C. And in this case, it's looking like he's perhaps just playing it safe, looking at garage window for a little bit, and maybe rotating over to that C site. But no members of Purdue have really pushed up quite far enough yet to give any sort of information as to what they're going to play for. They haven't shown that they're playing on to B, A, or C quite yet. But at this point, it's really hard to tell. They have 40 seconds. They still have options to go wherever. There's nobody on A currently, although they might make the slow play. It does seem like they've just waited it out. They knew that at the start Milk was going to be there, and perhaps the Cypher as well.
30 seconds
so thanks to that slow play, they are going to be able to look at this A site, but they have to push on fast. They're running out of time, and that run it back is going to be caught by the Cypher trap, so he is likely not going to get much, but Dimp actually is able to find the kill onto Matt. Jennifer Jones as well, falling over to Spaghetti. There has to be a plant coming in very soon. 12 seconds left on the clock.
10 seconds
there
left.
it is. Hunter's Fury coming out, though, is going to take down Swiggy right after the plant. Is going to be down to the 3v3. Milk in heaven with the operator. He's looking to land the shots, but he is going to have to wait it out. There is a member peeking from A long right now. He's got to be able to answer back with that, but not able to find anybody quite yet. Dimp from A short isn't able to find a long flash. Milk pushing him with the ultimate. Has to use this as the close range weapon. Is going to find the right click, taking out Dimp. Not much time to cancel this out. There's the smoke, but the spike is going to get pinged out. There's the phantom spray, the triple kill over Spaghetti. Is there enough time? I believe there is. This will be the round going over to Illinois with Milk getting the 2 kills with his ultimate.
Yeah, the attacking Sova there able to blind fire through the smoke to stop that defuse, but it was already past that halfway point. So Milk able to trade that one out, get the defuse for their team. And like I said, they had that clutch potential. They are able to retake that site, clear it out, get that defuse. This time it was executed a little bit earlier, allowed for them to have plenty of time to get that defuse. So bringing it to 4-6, 2 more before the switch. Had the opportunity to tie it up to a 6-6, but we'll have to see how these next couple of rounds go.
is going to be a little bit troublesome still here for Illinois. They are on a bit of a momentum swing, but still with Jennifer Jones falling over to Altered, that isn't exactly the momentum that you want to have going in. I would expect it would be positive momentum going forward, going faster, getting the kills, getting the plays, not falling over early on due to a pick from peeking a long angle. Just one shot from a Vandal can secure that. It's the strength of the weapon versus the Phantom, but now we do see the play onto Garage is going to be what Purdue opts in for. The Flame is out. Hot Hands is going to cut off that Garage push a little bit, getting a teeny bit of damage, but only onto one. A little late on that. C is going to be the play. Altered finding a second kill onto Frasty. That's the 2K for him. Looking for some more if possible.
Spike planted.
3 members of Illinois still up, having to answer back through Garage and CT. Milk with the operator is going to have a rough time peeking onto site, but is going to be able to catch out anybody peeking beyond those boxes, as you can see here. Dimp and Swiggy going to be watching from long, getting the safe play outside of any sort of angles. And from the looks of it, it seems to just be a save here.
Yeah.
Being played. I'm not exactly sure if that's the play, with there only being one more round left in half.
Not quite sure. They had the economy to make it, you know, they would be all right after this round, not keeping their guns with them. Matt waiting to maybe find an end of the round frag, but none going to be had.
Last round before the half.
So yeah, I don't know, that save is a little bit questionable. I mean, you know, looking at the credits, they had enough to really come back and still have a bye, but opting just to save it out, not trying to risk it, playing for the KD a little bit there.
I mean, they did actually, if they lost the operator, if Milk went down there, then they wouldn't actually have enough for a full buy. They had to run on this credit saved in order to buy the teammates' weapons. So I do think there was a little bit of an advantage towards going to the save, but still a split decision. Could have gone either way. Milk is not able to find the answer back after his teammate Matt got shot down there from Aaron.
Yeah.
Thanks to that rated invisibility.
You know, they're an aggressive team. I'm not sure being aggressive at this point is the play. It's 4-7. You really should just wait for them to come to you and try and hold your ground on a site. Instead of trying to push into them, you're getting picked early. It's not going to help the rest of your team. But I don't know. I mean, A site is open now, and Purdue seem to have scouted this out. Trying to use this camera to further check the site. Milk now coming back to rotate, will be the first one, followed by the Cypher. Silva coming in tow all the way back through spawn.
It's going to be quite seen yet. Milk is on site, is going to be a location revealed with the operator at close range. He can't find the shops. Dimp finding one answer back from Jennifer Jones. Jennifer Jones for 2 from Heaven. It's going to be looking for not exactly a retake quite yet. Frasty with the shock arrow.
30 seconds.
It's going to be able to find one. Trades back and forth. It's just one member standing on both sides. Poop and Jay looking for his clutch out. Take down Altered. Phantom versus Vandal. The ultimate duel to decide it all, and it's going to the Vandal. Altered picking up the 8th round to close out this half with a hefty advantage for Purdue.
Switching sides.
Yep, doubling the scoreline. Switching sides now. 4-8. That's a great cushion. I mean, that's a very good cushion to have. 4 rounds up as you now move on to the defending side.
This goes here.
And this is their map pick, right? So they have to have the setup for the defense. They have to know where they need to be, what angles to watch, who's going to be looking over what site. For Cypher, you're going to know where the traps are supposed to go. You're going to know where the cages go. You know where to put the camera. You can hold that A site all by yourself all day long. The rest of the team as well, you know, setting up. Seems like they know what they're doing. This is going to be an aggressive A push from the looks of it. From Illinois. We'll have to see how Altered can handle this. Going to drop that cam down. Sees 1, sees 2, sees 3. Immediately calls for the backup. Look at the rotation coming through. Everyone on the way. Going to get to the site now. Aaron throwing that stun, or that vision steal out. Finds one despite being blinded as well through the smoke. Headshot. Frasty trading one out. Milk finding another. Aaron somehow staying alive on a single health. As Spagdy finds 2 with a shot there. Aaron doesn't care, still making these plays. That's 3 in a row. The final kill on a health. not being touched, unfazed, says, don't even worry. I have all the health I need. 9-4 overall now. Purdue growing their lead.
I mean, it wasn't officially a clutch, but that was pretty clutch if I do say so myself. Finding 3 kills on 1 health is really insane there from Aaron to get that round back, especially with every member of his team kind of peaking at the same time. There was a very big chance of getting a collat right there on Swiggy and Aaron, and they could have just been taken down together as a pair, but it didn't go that way.
Yeah,
Purdue
I mean,
does score the big win there.
Right, we talked about the double peeking last match. It's almost like a mind thing, right? When you just see 2 people come out, you don't really know how much health they have. You just get terrified. You just see 2 heads staring at you with gun barrels, and you're like, okay, well, this isn't it. So you have to be able to keep your cool, and that's how you can get those collats. But regardless, next round underway. Jennifer Jones finding one. Dim shutting down Milk's push. We'll get hit from behind, though, by Matt as they push through Garage. In the A site, now in hands of the attackers. Matt pushing forward with this Stinger, trying to cut off the rotation from CT. Gonna throw that stun out and not able to find one is Swiggy. As there was a nice headshot with the Phantom.
Big plays here. I really like that split push from Garage and Long. Did work out quite well for Illinois, but now it's on to Poop and J to find 2. Is only able to find 1. Aaron and Altered able to push this down to the 1v2 without, I believe he has a Spectre, maybe. It is going to be the first kill in this. It is going to be the triple kill here from Jennifer Jones. The angle is not peaked there from Purdue. A big win coming out for Illinois. Try to get them back on track to get them some weapons. There isn't going to be a full buy here from Purdue. So it's looking very good for Illinois now.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of scraping together what they can for the buys right now, but they're looking at Purdue. I mean, they're just full saving. So if Illinois can take this round with the advantage they've given themselves in the weaponry, start to themselves get their economy built back up, start to shut down Purdue's a little bit, could be looking good. But an aggressive pistol rushed through the mid courtyard takes 1 to half health. Frasty though gonna find Dimp. With a nice little wall bang with the Vandal. Aaron trying to shoot through that wall. Get a little lucky headshot. Not able to, though. Spaghetti might... No, never mind.
Flank. Not the best weapon for a flank. Poop and J, though, here to answer back. Finds 2 with his Spectre. But Aaron with the Yeehaw finds the headshot. Milk now with his other silenced automatic. Able to get a kill back. Making sure it's down to the 1v4. I'm not sure if you win that, Aaron. Sheriff versus Phantom. I'm going to give it to the Phantom 9 times out of 10.
Hey, but that one time that the Sheriff headshot comes through makes it worth it every time.
You see? Aim punch. That's my counterpoint.
I'll give you that one. So moving into this next round, 6-9. Closing that gap slowly but surely. 2 rounds in a row now for Illinois. And like we said, their economy's looking a lot better. They're able to afford guns full buy this round. Purdue does full buy, but if they don't take this round home, it's going to be back to saving. So they're going to have to clutch up this round, get themselves into that double digits in order to bring it all the way to the close. Attackers just kind of slowly taking their time to find these peaks. As I say that, Swiggy almost finds one onto the Jet. Not quite though. Spaghetti. Gonna hear this owl drone, gonna take that out and have to immediately back up, but it's not fast enough. His match a little bit quicker.
Aggressive play there from Illinois. That is not going to be the biggest orbital strike, but it's still going to get something out. Dimp with the trigger discipline finds 2. Still not going to net this round an end as Matt is on a triple kill, looking for a 4th, perhaps even an ace in this round. Members peeking from 2 angles. It's going to be hard. One member coming from Garage, the operator shot not hitting, Milk not finding his shot yet again, but Matt is still on the availability to peek this Vandal, is hungry for the 4K. The operator shot isn't going to land. There is the 4K, but Jennifer Jones on the other end is going to find the kill onto Aaron and close out this round. Illinois looking good now on a spree, 3 rounds in a row in this half and continuing their economy advantage. Back on a week bye here is Purdue, and Illinois is in a good place to continue winning these rounds and try to look for this game win.
Yeah, I mean, they're very much so on a roll. If they can keep this moving, keep this momentum going, they can tie it up and potentially take the lead again. I can definitely see it happening, especially with, the defenders still kind of on half-buy saves, playing it safe. They still have a 2-round cushion to go down, but you really don't want to tie it up. You want to be able to finish this one out, get yourself another map win. Keep yourself at that 100% win ratio. You love to see it, but defenders setting up on the CB half of the map. Everyone's kind of given up on A so far, it seems. Spaghetti will get blinded
by his teammate. But Matt is pushing up here with his ultimate, though. He is going to be safe coming out of that. Still, information gained. Big plays here from Illinois. He's going to actually set it down to just Gimp on the site. Matt's on fire right now on this Phoenix, finding kill after kill. 6 kills in the past 2 rounds. At 18 kills in this game is really showing up for this team. Really showing why he's the captain on this squad and playing as a rifler in this game.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like every player on both these teams have found their roles and they're fitting into it pretty well. And I mean, that's a whole big thing as the captain of the team. You really need to know your role. You need to be able to tell people and find the perfect fit for them. Find their roles they're going to sell on. It seems like both teams have done this very well. Everyone feels pretty comfortable with what they have to do round in and round out. But looking to tie it up here now is Illinois 8-9, a single round. All they need to bring it back to a tie on a 4-round win streak. So they're feeling pretty good about themselves right now. But they're still playing it smart. They're playing it safe. They're trying to check all of these sites, get what information they can before they fully commit to a site.
That tends to be the play on Haven, playing a little bit slow at first to burn out some utility, but Dim says, no, I want to play it fast. He's going to actually see the enemy member, but he did have his ult active, so it's just going to be his armor burned through. They peaked barrels right there, sharing themselves a taste of the Vandal. I
would have completely screamed and missed every single shot if I was Dimp there, but hey, it's alright. Spaghetti getting away with his life for now. He's getting pushed by 2 members, and Frasty's there. Sova v Sova is going to find that one. Milk trading another with the operator onto Squiggy. Altered trying to peek around through this smoke, find what they can. Aaron popping off, has the Empress. Jennifer Jones once again making his name known. Aaron.
One enemy remaining.
Frasty gonna find Imp. 1v3 trying to make it happen, but Pooping Jay is there to assist for the final kill. And I mean, we've been talking about it, tied up 9-9. It's finally here.
9-9, tying it back up after a 5-round deficit after that first round of the half, going over to Purdue. We're finally back to the even game. We saw it in the last game at 6-6, but now in the second half, we're starting to get it really close.
Yeah.
I need to do it now. Illinois is starting to make some Illinois.
Ahaha.
Revealing area.
Yes, chat, that was the pun I was thinking of.
I'm not sure how many people got revealed by that dart, but the whole team's there. Spaghetti's Hunter's Fury could be massive, big. Not finding. Everyone finds a couple tags onto 2 different members, but no full kills coming through. But that damage will stick. Aaron able to locate Jennifer Jones on the rotate back.
Spaghetti finding a pretty good kill there for himself, despite a not so great position, and Dimp having to answer back. Does actually see Jet's head. Is able to knock down that operator and that ultimate now. The blind is pretty big, but Poopin' Jay is able to find that kill back. Now just the last member for himself. It's going to have to look for the kills, but not looking in the right direction. Swiggy pulling it back, finding this 10th round win for Purdue. And after losing quite a few rounds in a row, they're back on their game. Purdue looking to continue and looking to finally close out what they had started.
Yeah, they are the first to reach it to double digits. 3 more rounds will net them this one. And they saved enough credits up, and they're back to full buying. Spaghetti, down to 0 though, so gonna have to have some help from a teammate or find themselves a couple of kills in order to continue their full buy. but things are looking good for them so far. Altered. May not be able to find one through the cage. Tried, but no success there. Gonna back up onto site, keep themselves safe. Spaghetti. Gonna throw this owl drone out. So the rotation has gone from C long more towards this B garage area where Dimp lies in waiting.
Dimp lies in waiting. Nice and slow and safe is the play here from Purdue. They don't want to lead to any early picks out that we've seen in previous rounds. Dimp was just looking for some utility to try to find a play, but now with the peek with that camera, as well as the run it back from, I believe it was member on Illinois, it's going to be the aggressive play coming out and netting some kills over. Low health on Dimp and 4 members standing for Illinois is going to be looking pretty darn good for them as they actually rotate over to A to try to find the plant over there.
Should find some success. There is that camera up in the corner of A. Alfred gonna see that spot. A couple people trigger those cages.
30 seconds.
Finding, not able to find that one on the peek through. Hands will force him to back up. Still able to hold that angle though. The spike has gone down. Now it's all about the retake from the defenders, but Spaghetti gets caught out on the rotate. Matt lying in wait, still just in a different location now to find that one.
One enemy remaining.
He's low on health, 69 in the tank for himself. Operator in hand, doesn't want to give that over in a 1v4. He's definitely going to look to save, but members of Illinois are going to be looking for blood. One member looking to peek. It seems like it's going to be that. Not going to find the shot is altered, but the position has been revealed of this operator. Milk could be looking for the shot, not going to find it. Altered is the man with the aim and the gun and the reaction time, but Matt shows he was an opper. He gave it over to Milk when he joined the team. So he shows off his own skill with that weapon, picks up the op, hands it back to Milk in this round, and we're back to the 10-10 tie game.
Tying it up. Should be even buys across the board here. Dimp not really having much money though, and it's like they're just gonna run it with the classic. Hope to, oh no, will get a bulldog from a teammate. He's gonna find himself nice and cozy in that garage, holding down that angle for Spaghetti. Once again, throwing that default recon dart. Got destroyed. So a bit of information that one's there, but Aaron was the quick taps onto Matt's face. Gonna find the first pick of this round.
First pick is going to be good for Purdue, as they did lose out on that last one, but huge kill here. Aaron getting peeked through those doors and the smoke, blind fire taking him down. It's going to be pretty big here, but still, even out on these members, the plant is going to be made. Blind is going to come through. Swiggy not going to be able to find the kill, answered through the blind.
That blind hit so many members, it could have been massive, but Milk far enough away with that operator. Finds a second. Spaghetti gonna drop nice little shot to the elbow. Altered from the other side finds one, not able to find the second. That was Pooping Jay there to help the teammate. Milk does get stunned, or flashed I should say rather. Up to Dimp, gonna run it back and try and make this aggressive push. Not able to do much though.
Still at 100 health though. He could look to get back in there and try to drop these weapons, but he's not going to have the timer. He can't win this round. He's going to have to fall back. There's literally no way he wins at this point, so it's going to be an 11th round going over to Illinois after they were at such a huge deficit. We're almost at match point here for Illinois.
Yep, 2 rounds. Illinois gonna bring this to a 1-1 overall game. Trying to stop that from happening. They're still very much so in this game. So we see the buys come through. Illinois, pretty standard, nothing really changing from them. And a bit of an improvised buy there for the defenders. Altered with the, I'm completely blanking on the name, but the other SMG. I don't know, I'm having a brain fart here. Milk's gonna peek.
Spectre and Stinger.
Stinger, there it is. I wanted to say Spectre so bad, but I knew that was wrong.
Yeah, they're both S. Faster to fire, low range. One of them just is terrible, though. I don't like the Stinger. I'm not a big fan.
It has its moments. You know, if you get a nice combat stimmed stinger around a corner and the whole team rushes you, you can make it useful, but very select situations is it going to be helpful for, and this doesn't seem like it has the potential to be one of them. Milk aggressively moving up towards this B site was the operator. They decide to look to the left, might have the opportunity to find a pick here.
It's still going to be slow.
Down. Milk, there's the pick they were waiting for. Aaron gonna get dropped now. Milk moving on to the site with the operator. Has to look left though, but not before they find Altered's toe. Gonna pop the ultimate. Jennifer there to save the teammate.
Just going to look for the third on Spaghetti, but not able to find that. The Spectre able to pick up that kill. Dimp finding one in mid as well. It's going to be on the retake, and this is going to be a dangerous one to go into. 3 members standing, and with the Hunter's Fury available, this could just be Illinois looking to play back, use the Hunter's Fury at a range, be able to stop any sort of defuse, but is just going to use it to push members off the site instead of using it to cut off a defuse later on. Could have just been the safe play, but Frashy says, no, I want to make this the aggressive play. I want to play around my team's strengths, force these members out. Dimp having to run to the opposite side of the map. No choice but to save his weapon. Low on the economy game, and this will be match point here for Illinois.
Match point indeed. They could have it all in their hands right at the end of this next round.
Match point.
Purdue, I mean, they still have the opportunity to take it out. It's going to be rough. They've been on these weird mixed half buys with this weird range of weapons for the last couple of rounds, and this is the last one that they're going to have, and they need to stop the attack now. I want to see, you know, their setups have been decent across, you know, the board for the entirety of this match that they've been on defense. It's been okay, but they're just not finding the end of the rounds that they want to have. You know, once they're trying to get onto this retake situation, they're not having as much success. So I want to see a bit more of a standard defense, not really allowing them to get onto the site right away, and for now, it seems like that's what they're doing.
Alter's possibly going to find people, and that long is actually going to take a lot of damage. Full 124 right there, and is going to have a lot of trouble holding the site, but he isn't going to have to. The rotation is coming out to go over to A. Looks like it was just kind of a bait after they found those shots hitting. Try to burn some utility and perhaps rotations out to try open up another one of those sites. Illinois looking to make the rotation.
Though. So the call out that they're on this half of the map, at least for the time being, is known. Phoenix ultimate gets popped. Milk.
Plays back to C though.
Through Dimp.
The play is back on C. Altered got knocked down on site, and the spike has been planted. It was a bait, a fake over rotation, and now with another kill coming out, Illinois is looking to close out this game. They've got 2 down, make that 3. Matt finding another kill. Quick scope not quite landed for Aaron on the first one, but the second one through the blind is going to be able to find it. Still, dangerous situation. Reyna with the ultimate is popped, but does that really do much when you've got an operator? Is going to find the shot through the wall. Headshot for him, picks up the Vandal, looking to clutch out this round. Willie checked his left, is actually able to find it with Swiggy. Just one member standing on long, has the orbital strike though. Is going to force these members off the defuse, but it isn't going to be close enough to the end to find it. There's Swiggy with the kill. An excellent retake here from the duo of Purdue, but still the bomb is going to detonate. They didn't have the time, and Illinois is picking up the second game of the series.
Beautifully done there in the second half of this match. I mean, they just kind of ran away with it. Once they got themselves into that nice momentum, that nice feel, they just kind of ran away with it, and what a comeback for them. 13-10 overall. Your University of Illinois is gonna be taking the second one home. 1-1 overall. What a series, man.
Yeah, 1-1. We had a really close game in the second game. I really love to see those comeback stories. It looks so good for Purdue coming off that first half. 8 rounds heading into the second, winning off the first round, the pistol round of the second half. At that point, they were at 9. They only got 1 round for the rest of the game, and they found it, I think, on their 10th round win that they got. It was the only round that they got after that, and it was still after a streak there from Illinois, and it was after the game had already been tied up, so Dan's had already been made into a very dangerous situation to start losing again for Purdue. and it ended up going over to Illinois. So big props to them for finding their way back in the game, getting their mental into a good place, and making sure they played that attacker side really well.
Yeah, I mean, once they were on the attack, I think they were good. You know, they had a bit of a rough start on that defending side, not quite able to really work with the map the way they wanted it. I'm surprised Purdue really didn't find as much success there in on their map pick, right? Or wait, no, I'm
It
sorry.
was their map pick.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it was
they
their
did
map
have a
pick.
very good first half, but again, I think they were playing to look for a little bit more on the offensive end. Offense works quite well
Yeah.
for Haven, as you really have a lot of opportunities to put the defenders in a rotation spree, looking for a way to actually go, as they have to split members across 3 sites rather than 2. It's harder to optimize where those members are in answer to possible pushes that you might not have the information on. So you have to play that attacker side really well, put yourself in a good position to head onto that defense. And sure, Purdue did get that really good offensive side, but they weren't able to transition that into defense. And it really showed that Illinois was still in that game, still could continue, and knew that they could play their aggressive play style on the offense.
Yeah, I mean Illinois came out swinging there, and they said they haven't been practicing too much, and this would be their first real test for Purdue. So I mean, I think they got tested. I think they weren't really ready for the second half of that one, and lost their footing. Kind of got a little bit behind. Didn't manage the economy too well. You know, they did the best they could, but they really wanted to keep themselves in it, and it kind of backfired on them. They weren't able to have those full buys towards the end, and I think that really kind of allowed Illinois to just take it home full sweep, no problem.
Yeah, it did work out, but still, both these teams getting 1 point
Yeah.
after this series. It is a best of 2, so that will be our last game here for these 2 teams. Having a best of 2 means both these teams score 1 point towards their score in the league, and it will continue. They're going to be both even up in terms of their play so far, so nobody's moving up in the ladder quite yet. After this game, but still good plays from both these teams. We've shown that they are both here to compete. They're both here to show off against each other. 13-9, 13-10 are the 2 score lines, and it's going to be pretty much all she wrote here today. But I do want to give a quick thanks to our sponsors before we head out today. We got Corsair, mentioned earlier. They make the sweet keyboards, mice, headsets, RAM, storage, just about all you can think of as far as computer parts go. Keep in mind, love using my Void Pro as well. GLG partnered here for the first time with CEA, and we're looking forward to continuing with them in future tournaments and just future of this league. Rogue Energy, haven't had a chance to mention them out today, but make energy drinks. Make sure to pick those up as well. NEU Esports Apparel. Have some fun with that. I believe there was a new thing just released recently for CEA. Could be wrong there, but still, big for our sponsors. Thank you for joining us. And on behalf of myself, Hawk, and the rest of the live broadcast crew and tournament ops, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.